Let's get right into it. Number 10. The vampire bat's kiss of numbness. Imagine getting bitten by a vampire bat and not feeling a single thing. These little night flyers have something in their saliva that Big Pharma would kill for. It's called Draculin. Yes, scientists actually named the protein after Dracula. This stuff is one of nature's most perfect local anesthetics. When a vampire bat bites its prey, usually a sleeping cow or horse, it's a smooth operator. Before they even start drinking, they release their special saliva. The compounds in it numb the area so completely the victim doesn't feel a thing. They could be having their blood sucked out by a flying rat, and they'll just keep snoring away. Scientists are going crazy over this stuff. A natural painkiller that just causes pure, targeted numbness without making you loopy or addicted. The problem is, turning this bat saliva into a stable medicine for humans is trickier than teaching a cat to swim, so for now, you won't find it at your local pharmacy. Number 9. The poison frog's nerve-shutting skin. Imagine a pain so bad it makes you want to headbutt a wall. Now imagine that pain just vanishing, not dulled or masked, but completely gone. That's the power hidden in these tiny, colorful frogs from South America. These little guys are like walking pharmacies, except their medicine can kill you. Their skin is coated in a toxin so potent, a single frog has enough to kill 10 grown men. But in microscopic doses, this toxin does something amazing. It completely shuts down nerve signals. Think of your nerves as pipes carrying pain messages to your brain. This frog toxin basically puts a cork in those pipes. No signal gets through, which means zero pain. The crazy part? This stuff is 200 times stronger than morphine as a painkiller. And unlike morphine, it doesn't cause addiction or a high. Of course, doctors aren't prescribing frog toxin for your back pain. The line between blocking pain signals and blocking breathing signals is terrifyingly thin, but scientists are working on synthetic versions that are safer, aiming to create a pill that just turns off your pain switch. No side effects, no addiction, no brain fog. Number 8. The ghost pipe. Imagine walking through a dark forest and spotting what looks like tiny corpse flowers poking through the leaves. These ghostly white plants look like something out of a Tim Burton movie. They have no chlorophyll, no color at all, just pale, waxy stems. Ghost pipes are the vampires of the plant world. They can't make their own food, so they steal nutrients from tree roots and fungi underground. But these creepy little plants pack some serious pain-fighting power. Native Americans have used ghost pipe tinctures for centuries to treat severe pain, especially the electric shooting nerve pain that makes regular painkillers feel like tic-tacs. Scientists think it works by dampening the way your nervous system processes pain signals, like turning down the volume on your pain receptors. You won't find ghost pipe pills at your local pharmacy. The plant is very hard to cultivate and withers almost immediately after being picked. Plus, the medical industry isn't rushing to study a plant they can't patent and mass-produce. While some herbalists make tinctures, you have to know what you're doing. So if you spot these spooky plants, just admire their power from a distance. Number 7. The sea cucumber's goo power. Imagine being able to turn parts of your body into goo whenever you're in pain. That's exactly what sea cucumbers do, and scientists are losing their minds over it. These living water balloons can literally liquefy parts of their body when they're stressed or injured. When a predator grabs them, they just turn that part into slime and escape. Scientists believe they feel absolutely nothing while doing this. Zero pain, zero discomfort, just casual body melting. They suspect special cells in sea cucumbers can switch off pain signals completely. These cells are like tiny bouncers at a pain nightclub, telling pain signals they're not on the list. Afterward, they can regrow the parts they turn to goo, good as new. It's like having a reset button for your body parts. Researchers are trying to figure out how to copy this trick for human pain medication. Imagine going to the dentist, and instead of a shot, taking a pill that makes your mouth temporarily forget what pain is. These weird water sausages might just hold the key to ending chronic pain. Number 6. The poor person's opium weed. There's an annoying weed with milky sap that grows in gardens and cracks in the sidewalk everywhere. Most people pull it out and throw it away, not knowing it's considered nature's own mild morphine. This plant is called wild lettuce, and it's been used as a painkiller since ancient Egypt. The Romans even called it lettuce of the poor because it was a free sedative for people who couldn't afford the real thing. When you cut the stem, it oozes a white sap called lactucarium. This sap contains compounds that act on the central nervous system to lessen the feeling of pain, but without the intense addictive properties of actual opiates. Ancient doctors would collect the sap, dry it, and use it for everything from toothaches to nerve pain, the kind of pain that laughs at regular painkillers. But you won't hear doctors prescribing it. You can't patent a weed that grows everywhere, and with no patent, it's virtually worthless to Big Pharma. Number 5. The Akuamma seed's secret. In West Africa, there's a tree that's basically a natural pharmacy. For centuries, locals have been using its seeds, known as Akuamma seeds, to kill pain. Think of them as nature's version of those heavy-duty painkillers your doctor hesitates to prescribe. The seeds work by targeting the same opioid receptors in your brain that prescription painkillers do. But unlike many prescribed pills that can make you feel disconnected or loopy, Akuamma seeds are known for providing pain relief without the intense euphoric high, allowing for more mental clarity. But Big Pharma can't patent a seed that grows on a tree, and if they can't patent it, they can't make billions from it. So instead of seeing commercials for Akuamma seeds, you get ads for pills with a list of side effects longer than your grocery list. Be warned, these seeds are famous for tasting absolutely horrible. That's why most people take them in capsule form. As with any powerful substance, taking too much can have negative effects, and regular use can lead to tolerance. Number 4. The Kava root's numbing trance. Imagine you're at a gathering, but instead of beer, everyone's drinking what looks like muddy rainwater from a coconut shell. Welcome to a traditional Kava ceremony in the Pacific Islands. This isn't your average root juice. It's nature's version of hitting the mute button on pain and anxiety. When you drink kava, your tongue and mouth go numb. Then, a warm, tingly feeling spreads through your body. Your muscles relax so much, you feel like you're melting into your chair. Pain and stress just fade into the background. Unlike alcohol, kava doesn't make you stupid. You generally stay clear-headed, just incredibly relaxed. Pacific Islanders have been using it for thousands of years in ceremonies and social gatherings. Western medicine got freaked out in the early 2000s over liver damage concerns. It later turned out that manufacturers were using the wrong parts of the plant and harsh chemical solvents. Traditional users, who have been drinking water-based extracts of the root for centuries, don't have these issues, but because of this scare, your doctor is unlikely to ever bring it up. Number 3. The green-lipped mussel secret. Scientists noticed something weird about the Maori people living on the New Zealand coast. These folks had incredibly healthy joints well into old age, while people in other parts of the world were creaking like rusty door hinges. The secret? They were eating green-lipped mussels, which look like they're wearing bright green lipstick, as a regular part of their diet. These mussels are packed with a unique, super-powered combination of omega-3s and other compounds that act as potent anti-inflammatories. They work in 2 ways. First, they calm down inflammation. Second, some studies suggest they help protect and rebuild joint tissue. Most doctors are trained to reach for the prescription pad, so natural solutions like this often get overlooked, even when studies show they work. One study found that people taking green-lipped mussel extract experienced an 89% reduction in joint pain and a 75% increase in joint function after 8 weeks. That's better than many prescription meds, without the harsh side effects. Number 2. The Beehive's Propolis armor. There's this stuff called Propolis that bees make, and it's basically their version of a hazmat suit and construction glue combined. When a mouse or other intruder gets into the hive and dies, it's too big for the bees to remove. So, to prevent a rotting corpse from spreading disease, they mummify it with propolis. This resin is so powerfully antimicrobial that the mouse doesn't rot. This same stuff that bees use to sterilize their hive can also help kill our pain. Studies have shown that propolis can be as effective as some prescription anti-inflammatories, without the nasty side effects. It works by blocking something called COX2 enzymes, the very same thing that expensive arthritis medications target. Propolis doesn't just mask pain like regular painkillers. Its anti-inflammatory properties help your body address the underlying problem, but good luck getting your doctor to prescribe bee glue instead of pills that cost $200 a bottle. Big Pharma can't patent a natural bee product, so they aren't exactly funding the research to prove its benefits. Number 1. The original aspirin that grows on trees. Drug companies want you to think they invented aspirin in some fancy lab, but they really just stole the recipe from a tree. For thousands of years, people in pain didn't go to a pharmacy, they went to a willow tree. Ancient people from Egypt to Greece would chew on the bark to relieve fevers and pain. Even Hippocrates, the father of medicine, told his patients to do it. The bark contains a compound called salicin. When you consume it, your body converts it into salicylic acid, which is the key component that reduces pain and inflammation. In the 1800s, scientists finally isolated this compound, created a synthetic version in a lab to make it easier on the stomach, and called it aspirin. They basically just copied nature's homework and slapped a patent on their slightly modified version. So next time you pop an aspirin for a headache, just remember, you're using a man-made copy of a secret that the willow tree has known all along. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.